Inside Michigan Football is presented by Mike.
He's in the clear to the 50, tripped up, he's gonna go. Touchdown, CJ. He's got a man wide open. CJ to the 10, to the 5. He's got Colston Loveland wide open. The freshman dives for the end zone. Touchdown. Can he outrun the Buckeyes? Touchdown, Donovan Edwards. And he's in the clear. They will not catch Donovan Edwards.
Yes! There's nothing better than singing the victors in Columbus. 1, 2, you know what to do. Hail to the victors, valiant, hail to the conquering heroes, hail to Michigan, the leaders in back. Hail to the victors, valiant, hail to the conquering heroes, hail to Michigan, the champions of the world.
Hi again, friends, and welcome to another edition of Inside Michigan Football. Doug Karsch, John Jansen coming at you from Ohio Stadium in Columbus, where Michigan comes in, and you just heard him sing the victors. You got to do that in your career. What's it like to do it in that locker room?
Yeah. I was in there singing along with them, and there's a special feeling when you get a chance to rush the field and you have that moment at home. Now to be able to do it here where you have that same feeling in somebody else's stadium, there's nothing like it.
Back-to-back wins over the Buckeyes. First win here since the year 2000. And let's get to the highlights. We started off, Ohio State moved the ball into Michigan territory. C.J. Stroud finds Emeka Egbuka in the end zone for a touchdown. It was 7-0.
Well, we knew that this offense was going to be explosive. On the opening drive, they actually ran the ball for more yards than they threw the ball, something that Michigan hadn't seen last year in this matchup and really hadn't seen all year with what Ryan Day likes to do, and that's throw the ball.
Michigan, however, they answer on their first drive of the game. This third down conversion, JJ gets out of the pocket, finds Cornelius Johnson. It was just the beginning of the day for CJ.
When you have a quarterback that can escape the pocket, and we saw him do it both to the right, his throwing arm, to the left, it opens up so much down the field for receivers to be able to track where he's going.
And here he is on the move, finding Ronnie Bell for 33 yards.
I just mentioned it, going to the left. And when you have a receiver, when you have a quarterback that's escaping the pocket, if you're on his side, hey, you come back to him. If you're in the middle, you move laterally. We've heard that from Jason Avant. This is what Ronnie Bell does, and you get a chance to see what JJ can do on the run.
Drive stalled, Jake Moody from 49 yards out. Field goal, Money Moody. It was 7-3.
Yeah, and you wanted to be able to answer with points. Love to get a touchdown there, but you got to make sure that you answer points with points.
Okay, Ohio State drives into the red zone. Michigan with 3 defensive plays. First, Michael Barrett with a good tackle on Xavier Johnson, and then followed up Mason Graham, the true freshman, making plays in this game in November in the middle of that defensive line.
To be able to have an impact as a freshman in a game like this, in a location like this, it's something you don't see often.
Mike Sainristil in coverage here forces Ohio State to kick a field goal. I don't know if there's a better position switch in the country than Mike Sainristil, the defense.
Normally there's a transition period, but from moment one, we've seen Mike Sainristil have a huge impact on this defense, whether it's getting after the quarterback. We see, Jesse Minter allow him to do that, but also in coverage.
All right, let's go to the second quarter. We started off, again, the Michigan defense. Stroud all kinds of time, but look at Rod Moore close and drop Stover for a loss of 3.
The timing of Rod Moore throughout the entire game. We saw Ohio State have some PIs, but Rod Moore does a great job of timing up when he hits the receiver just at the time the ball gets there to be able to knock things free.
Now here's a 4th down play. This was a bit of a momentum turner. Jalen Harrell, and we go to Jansen Vision for the first time.
And when you talk about discipline, this is the example of it. You got Jalen Harrell on the side here. You're going to see a play action pass. Everybody bites up on this side. And then Jalen Harrell's responsibility is the tight end. He doesn't bite on the fact that when the tight end comes off Stover, he fronts him up like it's going to be a run, and then tries to release. Jalen Harrell does a great job of staying in his hip pocket, and right here you're going to see him be able to stick his arm out right in front at the last minute to be able to block the ball and make a big play. That in and of itself was a huge moment of discipline and execution.
The teams exchange punts, and then here we go. Heavy blitz on a 3rd and 9, and JJ makes a throw, and Cornelius Johnson makes a play.
And I'm going to show you this one. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up. Up here, you're going to have 7 blockers, including the running back. And things can get a little bit jumbled up. You're going to see 2 guys come free on JJ, and all he's got to do is put the ball out there to Cornelius. When you have man coverage and you got blitz like that, you're going to have one-on-one right there, and all you got to do is put the ball out there and let your receiver do what he's going to do. JJ does a great job of getting rid of the ball, and here's the best part. Cornelius fights to stay up, and then from there on out, it's Roman Wilson and CJ. Hey, a nice clean escort to the end zone.
That ties the game at 10. Ohio State, however, moved into Michigan territory on just 2 plays, but the defense stiffened again. Rod Moore, a pass breakup, and then Jalen Harrell in coverage versus Emeka Egbuka.
When you have the ability to have the athleticism to get after the passer, to be able to be a force in the run, but also to cover, that's a huge advantage for Michigan.
That forced a field goal. It was 13-10 Buckeyes. But Michigan, their next play from scrimmage, JJ creates some time, and there's Cornelius Johnson, 75 yards to the house.
Who says this offense can't be explosive? We didn't see them be able to connect throughout the course of the season, whether it was Roman Wilson, CJ, Ronnie Bell. Now, all of a sudden, in the biggest moment, you've got JJ McCarthy stepping up, putting it on Cornelius Johnson for a nice big touchdown.
At the half, Ohio State led it 20-17 after this touchdown pass to Marvin Harrison from 42 yards. This is a great throw, great catch.
It is, and you see the accuracy of CJ Stroud. You see his composure in the pocket, and when there's no pressure, he's able to deliver the ball.
All right, we'll have second half highlights coming up from Columbus. You're watching Inside Michigan Football.
My whole mindset the whole game was just like, just embrace it, man. Like, to be able to get those 2 first-half touchdowns is really great because that's something me and JJ been working on forever, and we've just been keeping on spinning it. It's my first time here, and to get this win here, it was like made my whole year. My birthday's coming up on Tuesday, and it's the best birthday present I can ask for.
Inside Michigan Football is brought to you by Meijer, presenting sponsor of the 2022 Michigan football season and proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. What a great moment for Jim Harbaugh as he gets carried into the locker room by his team.
When you talk about players that love their coach, you don't have a lot of guys leaving this program. You don't have a lot of guys complaining about this program. And when you win, it helps. But when you love your coach, it makes it that much easier.
All right, let's pick up the second half highlights. Michigan on their first possession had a 4th and 1, and Donovan Edwards, who was poised to have a huge half, moves the chains. Big play here.
It is. Anytime you get a chance to convert on a 4th down, anytime you get a chance to just move the chains, you've got to be able to do it. And this offensive line showed, especially in the second half, they were willing to get down and dirty.
All right, here's a zone read with JJ. We go to Jansen Vision.
Yeah, and I want everybody to watch the defensive end right here and just watch his steps. We talked about this last week against Illinois. They like to crash down. And when you have a quarterback that can fake the read and then keep the ball, it opens everything up. And this is the difference in the second half, in my opinion. All of a sudden, watch this extra step. He comes in here, and he's got no ability to recover and get JJ as JJ comes around in. And then you got to love a quarterback that runs tough and running guys over. You talk about guys setting the tone in the second half. That was a tone setter in the second half.
Did Greasy ever do that?
Greasy was running away from everybody as fast as possible.
Well, that set up this touchdown pass to Colston Loveland from 45 yards. Michigan led it 24-20, first touchdown of his career.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about 45 yards and an explosive play. You love to see it because last week against Illinois, he was open in the end zone. There was another time where he was just overthrown. Those opportunities have been there. This is the first one they connected on.
Remember Josh Ross's hit on Ohio State's initial drive of the second half a year ago? Michigan's defense does something similar. First, Braden McGregor with the tackle for loss. And that sets up this 3rd and 3. And the Wolverines with Mikey Sainristil and Junior Colson string it out.
Junior Colson and his ability to run, his size paired with Mike Barrett and his ability to cover. You can make plays outside the numbers. You got an advantage.
Wolverines get a stop. Now, let's go to later in the third quarter. 3rd and 1, converted linebacker Kalel Mullings in as their short yardage back. But here, apparently, he was their short yardage quarterback. We go to Jansen.
Yeah, and I want everybody to watch all 11 of these defenders. And all of a sudden, Kalel Mullings, who comes in, he gets the handoff. Look at everybody that was lined up there. And then you've got Luke Schoonmaker all alone by himself. A little bit better arm. This is a touchdown. But I'm not going to complain because Luke Schoonmaker does a great job of adjusting to the ball, coming back, making the play, 15 yards, first down, keeping the sticks moving.
Talking to the coaching staff afterwards, they said that was a play for Blake, who wasn't in the game. And they said with Mullings, it kind of always looked like that, but it worked. Let's go from third quarter to fourth. The Wolverines get a pass interference in the end zone. Ronnie Bell goes up to get the ball, and the Buckeye never turns around.
Well, he doesn't. And if you're not going to look at the ball, you're going to want the receiver. You're going to get this. And the key about this was it was a catchable ball. That was the debate. You could hear the boos from the crowd. Ronnie Bell did get his hand on the ball, and had he not been interfered with, possibly could have made this catch.
All right, here we go. 3rd down. And again, utilizing the quarterback run with JJ, he gets to the end zone.
Yeah, you see Trevor Keegan get out in front. You see Donovan Edwards with the threat, extending the defense. They've got to honor that. And all of a sudden, hey, J.J. McCarthy slips on in there for a touchdown.
Braden McGregor, one of his youth coaches, called him Big Pretty. And Big Pretty gets a pass breakup here.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a moment like this in a game, it comes down to preparation, knowing what's going to happen. What does Ohio State like to do on 3rd and short? They were after that wide receiver screen, that quick pass out to the wide receiver all day long. Does a great job of getting in the passing lane.
Now, you talked earlier about Rod Moore. Good timing here to break up a crossing route. He gets the pass breakup.
Yeah, and it all comes down to timing. If he's just a split second earlier, it could be pass interference. If he's a split second late, it could be a completion.
Okay, this is one of the biggest plays in the game. And again, it's that guy, used to play offense, Mikey Sainristil, gets a pass breakup in the end zone. This looked like it was going to be a touchdown.
And it's hard to pick out where the turning point or where the big play was because there's so many big plays in this game. But when Ohio State gets into the red zone and they've got their tight end Stover open for a touchdown pass, it's in his hands, and then Mikey Sainristil sticks his hand in there, knocks it out. It could have been the play of the game.
Midway through the 4th quarter, that forced a field goal. It was 31-23, Michigan up by a score. Donovan Edwards from 75 yards away. This was the first of his 2 big runs.
Yeah, I was a little bit upset that they didn't take more time off the clock. But one play, 75 yards, 12 seconds come off the clock. But, I mean, that explosive ability, we saw it against Penn State. We see it again now against Ohio State in its biggest moments.
Michigan led it 38-23. All right, Ohio State's got a 3rd and 10. C.J. Stroud desperate. The pressure gets to him, and he just tries to flick the ball. And Taylor Upshaw gets the turnover buffs with the interception.
Yeah, I mean, as a defensive end, when you find the ball hanging in the air, I think the only thing you're thinking about at that point is don't drop it. And he did a great job of making the play that was there to be made.
And then it was Edwards again as he explodes, this time 85 yards into the history books.
Yeah, and he says, you know what, 75 yards was nice. I'm going to outdo my own self and go 85 yards.
45-23 at that point. And then here you go, final nail in the coffin. Makari Page, ball off Stover's fingertips. He gets the interception.
What a sweet feeling. Hey, the opportunity is there. Makari Page comes up with it and gets a chance to celebrate with a big play at the end.
It's Wolverines celebrating behind us. Michigan gets the win. We'll go into the locker room and hear from Jim Harbaugh next. You're on Inside Michigan Football.
The whole world doubted us. It's always been Michigan versus everybody. We knew we got us, so it didn't matter. It doesn't matter the environment. It doesn't matter who you play. It doesn't matter where we're at. You know, we just came here. We did our thing. We played with each other, for each other.
That's the biggest win you're going to have this week. I want to say this. This is all about you guys. It's all about you players. This is all about you players and you great coaches. All about you guys. Take all the credit. Take all the credit. Take a deep, long.
Today's conversation with Jim Harbaugh is brought to you by Meijer.
That's just a very happy locker room, and just can't say enough about our kids and what a great group of guys and coaches, and you know they're in there giving thanks to God, you know, giving Him all the glory and all the credit. I just can't say enough about what an unbelievable job every single guy, player, coach, staff member did in preparation for this game.
And it was a total team performance. When you talk about, hey, sometimes it's the offense, sometimes it's the defense that picks things up, this was a total team performance. Let's start offensively. J.J. McCarthy, Cornelius Johnson in the first half, those explosive plays really kept you guys in it.
No doubt about it. You know, big plays, a lot of big explosive plays, 75-yard throws, 75-yard runs. CJ made that, caught the short pass and turned it into a really long run, broke a tackle. Can't say enough about J.J. McCarthy, Donovan Edwards, but the quarterback, I mean, first-year starter. You know, he's won 12 games. I don't think there's any other first-year starter in the history of Michigan football that's done that, and to play that well in the big game in Columbus. I mean, he had a tremendous game, and so many guys. Good to see the way the offensive line was protecting, and in the run game. You know, warmed down. Ended up getting about, I don't know how many, 200 and some change on the ground. Donovan had 225 himself. Great job by the defense, so resilient, so good. Mikey Sanders still made some huge plays in the game. Taylor Upshaw, Braden McGregor, I thought had a heck of a game. Bakari Page coming up with the big interception. I mean, he could keep going. It's Junior Colson, Mozzie. It was, we didn't need just one or two heroes. We needed every guy. We needed a locker room full of heroes, and we got them.
What was it differently that you guys did in the second half to stop this very potent Ohio State offense?
Any kind of stop was going to be gold, and we didn't want to make any kind of penalty that was going to extend the drive. We want to be off sides. We didn't want to rough the punter. We didn't want to do anything. If we were going to get a stop, then we were treating that like gold. I always talk about the running game. What was going on at halftime and that kind of thing. But the running game can wear on you. It can, may stop it at the beginning, but it wears on you. And then it was great to see us crack some. Donovan, as soon as he gets by a level, I mean, it's gone. It's just over. I mean, he's just so fast. Just a tremendous job. Sharon Moore, Matt Weiss, they just did an incredible job with the game plan. So did Jesse Minner and Klink on the defensive side.
Well, congratulations, Coach. I couldn't be happier for you and your team. It's an exciting time.
Believe me, it hardly anything to do with me. This is all the kids and the coaches. They did it all. A group of heroes, just unbelievable.
You did a great job too.
Ward Manuel in the background.
All right, thanks, John.
Thanks, Coach.
Welcome back to Inside Michigan Football. Walking off the field has seldom felt better. The Wolverines were overjoyed after battering the Buckeyes down the stretch and winning in Columbus for the first time since 2000.
I've been dreaming about this moment since I was 5, and just being able to be out there in the first quarter, obviously a little nerves. I was human, and it was just so awesome to see the way it played out. It really was. I mean, it was just a tight-knit game the whole first half, and us pulling it away at the end was beautiful.
We've been working on this since January 5th, man. In the weight room, we've been waiting for this moment. We knew this opportunity was going to come, and we just went out there, we played our ball, we did our thing.
It feels great. Can't describe it. It's what we've been working for.
What a guy for the freshman to get a touchdown in Ohio State game.
Hey,
what a guy, man. This is the man right here.
But this is what we've been working for. We knew what we had to do. Just come out here and play fast, hard-mouth Michigan football.
It feels great. Words can't even describe the way I'm feeling right now.
He a GOAT right here. That's all I got to say. He a GOAT. You GOAT right now, bro. You.
And it was just an all-out team effort. Whether it was ups and downs, whatever happened during the game, whatever adversity hit, we stuck together, and that's what we pride ourselves on, just staying together, being a unit.
Coming to a stadium like this and doing what we did as an offense and as a team, just being a resilient team in the second half, there's no greater joy.
Even trailing at halftime behind a stalled rushing attack, the Maize and Blue never wavered, shutting the Buckeyes out in the third quarter.
We were shutting them down really the whole first half. We gave them things that we know we could have stopped in the first half. So the second half, we said we weren't going to give them anything. So that's all it was.
We knew we had to come out at halftime and just start firing on all cylinders. D-line getting to the quarterback, stopping the run game, and just putting them in situations that we knew it was either going to be an obvious run or pass situation. And, coaches did a great job of switching up calls and helping us execute in the second half.
Here's a few feel-good thoughts to leave you with. It's the Wolverines' first road win over a top-5 team since 2006. It's the fourth 12-win team in school history, and Michigan also ended Ohio State's 29-game home Big Ten winning streak in the process. For Inside Michigan Football, I'm Ed Kingerski.
Time for our Al Rostiel Man of the Week. We go with Donovan Edwards. A pair of touchdown runs in the fourth quarter seals the win, the first from 75 yards, and later on a third down play from 85 yards. Donovan Edwards, our Al Rostiel Man of the Week.
Coach Hart does an amazing job of having all the running backs in the room prepared to go out to battle.
Well, John, we got another show to do next week, Big Ten Championship game in Indianapolis.
Another trip to Indy, back-to-back seasons, back-to-back wins over Ohio State. No mark on the regular season this year, a perfect regular season. What an opportunity for this team to continue the season.
Michigan 24-2 the last 2 seasons. We'll talk to you from Indy next week here on Inside Michigan Football.
The job's not finished, and we have so much more to do and so many more places to go. And it's just great to get this win in Columbus and be able to build on that momentum.
Who could possibly have it better than us? Nobody!
Inside Michigan Football is brought to you by Meijer, presenting sponsor of the 2022 Michigan football season and proud supporter of hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest.